All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really important certification for anyone in IT right now, the Microsoft MD-102 exam. This is the one for endpoint administrators. So just picture this for a second. Your team is, well, they're everywhere, right? Some are in the office, some are at home, some are probably logging in from a coffee shop. They've got company laptops, their own personal phones, maybe even virtual desktops. So how on earth do you manage all of that? How do you keep everything secure, up to date, and actually productive? I mean, solving that puzzle, that is the big challenge for IT pros today. And that's where this comes in. The MD-102 certification, it's basically Microsoft's answer to that huge challenge. It's built for the people who are on the front lines, solving exactly that problem. It's the stamp of approval that says, yep, you know how to manage the whole life of a device, from deployment to retirement, all in a modern, cloud-first world. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, what exactly is the MD-102? Then, we'll talk about what this modern administrator role really looks like. We'll get into why this certification is such a big deal right now, break down what's actually on the exam, and finish up with some solid tips to help you pass. Let's jump in. All right. First things first, what exactly are we talking about when we say MD-102? So at its heart, think of the MD-102 as the official seal of approval for anyone who can wrangle all of a company's devices. You know, laptops, desktops, mobile phones, the whole shebang. And this isn't about just being the fix-it person anymore. No, it's way bigger than that. It's about designing a secure and super efficient system for the whole company, using all of Microsoft's awesome cloud tools. Okay, that sounds cool, but what does a certified endpoint administrator actually do day to day? Let's really dig into what that role involves. Yeah, you can forget the old school idea of IT support just resetting passwords. This role is way more strategic. We're talking about managing identity and access. You know, who gets into what? You're pushing out critical security policies and updates, you're deploying apps to maybe thousands of devices all at once. And here's the kicker. You're not just taking orders, you're actually helping to build the company's entire modern workplace strategy. And this right here, this is probably the most important part. This role is all about the cloud. Seriously. We're talking way less about managing servers in a dusty closet and way more about using powerful cloud services. The big one here is Microsoft Intune, which lets you manage literally everything from a web browser. This shift from on-prem to cloud is fundamental. If you get that, you get what the MD-102 is all about. This slide really nails that shift we were just talking about. So back in the day, you had Active Directory on-prem. It was kind of like a strict hierarchical filing cabinet for all your users, and it really only worked inside the office walls. Now in the cloud, we have Microsoft Entra ID. A much better way to think of this is like a flexible global ID card for the internet. It uses modern security protocols, you know, the digital handshakes, to give people access to apps and data wherever they are. It's not just a simple upgrade, it's a totally different way of thinking about who you are online. Okay, so we get what it is, but let's get to the real question. Why should you care? What makes this certification so valuable in today's job market? Man, this quote just hits the nail on the head. Endpoint administrators aren't just a support function anymore. They are literally the backbone of productivity. Think about it. By making sure every single employee has a device that is secure, reliable, and set up the right way, they're basically laying the foundation for the entire workforce to get their jobs done. And this is why the role is absolutely exploding in importance right now. With everyone working from everywhere, that laptop sitting on your kitchen table, that's the new company firewall. It's the new security perimeter. So companies are desperate, and I mean desperate, for people who know how to manage and secure this massive scattered fleet of devices. The MD-102 is how you prove you're one of those people. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out this comment from someone on Reddit who just got certified. They basically said that with how hard Microsoft is pushing Windows and Intune, getting good at these tools is a ticket to a very bright future. It really tells you where the industry is heading. Mastering this stuff is how you future-proof your career, plain and simple. All right, so you're sold on the why, now let's get into the what. What is actually on this exam? What do you need to know to walk in there and pass? Okay, so the exam is broken down into 4 main buckets. First up, deploying Windows clients. This is all about getting a new laptop set up for an employee, like automatically, right out of the box, using autopilot. Super cool stuff.
The second bucket is managing identity and compliance. That's using Entra ID to handle logins and Intune policies to make sure everyone's following the rules. Third, you've got managing and protecting devices. This is your security piece, using tools like Microsoft Defender to fight off threats. And last but not least, managing applications. This is all about getting the right software to the right people and doing it securely. And you should know, these 4 areas aren't just random topics somebody picked. Nope. This structure comes straight from Microsoft's own official playbook. This is their roadmap of what so be sure about your answers there.
So let's wrap this all up. The MD-102, it's not just another line on your resume. It's proof. It's a statement that says you are ready for the future of IT management, a future that is absolutely hybrid, remote, and run from the cloud. Nailing this certification makes you a seriously valuable player for any company that wants to stay competitive.
Look, every day, more and more companies are shifting to the cloud, and the demand for people with these exact skills is just going through the roof. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to be the expert that all those companies are looking for? Is the MD-102 your next big career move?